put an end to the wolf using the combined forces of Sir Longarm and the king. You have vanquished the majority of his main army, but the wolf still has many men left, and his stronghold is rumored to be impenetrable. He has discovered the secret of boiling oil, so do not approach too quickly. Instead, make use of the new trebuchet to weaken him from afar.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Stronghold HD for the final mission after quite the hiatus. I just never got around to doing the final mission, the most important one, killing the wolf, putting the end, using the combined forces of Sir Longarm and the king. And there's going to be a lot of things we need to do very quickly indeed, because this is a tough old mission. Even though this is kind of the last mission, understandably is kind of a tough mission. Especially as the combined forces of Sir Longarm and the king are not actually that big. In comparison to some of the armies we've had going up against the pig, this is actually relatively small, I find. And this is actually quite a tough castle to deal with. So we'll have to do our best. He will send out some sallies here of knights and macemen. So that's why we've got our archers and our crossbowmen. They're just going to provide us the cover that we need, if I can find them.
Always ready.
Then we'll move them to the front. We'll just get people a little bit more organised, just so we know. We're losing more crossbowmen than I might like there. That's okay. Having the range of the front is useful. We need some siege engineers because they're going to be making us some trebuchets to take out these towers. These ballista here are a real nuisance. These two here and these two in the next level of the gates. This is actually a mission I really struggle with. But once you get up to the very front, then it's okay. But there's no real kind of sneaky way around the side because you're right at the top of, I presume, what's designed to be like Scotland. But the issue is there's no real sneaky way in, and the wolf has laid down a lot of fire traps, both here, and I believe there's also some here as well as right by his own castle. So he's willing to sacrifice his own men. This is going to be a bit of a slow siege. It's going to be one where we kind of pace it out as best possible, because this could go terribly wrong very quickly. What we will do initially, I think we'll take maybe 2 of our knights and we're going to try trigger the traps left by the wolf, because 2 knights not going to be like, they're strong, but they're not going to be that useful in the grand scheme of things. And they're nimble enough that they should be able to avoid any arrows or wolves or anything like that, or the ballista. Although they're not going to be able to avoid all of it, but they can at least trigger these fire traps, which is important. They're not going to get them all, but they also trigger the wolf traps, which is good. Although interestingly, the wolves troops will actually take out the wolves for us, because technically they're kind of seen as hostile regardless of whoever side they're on. They're seen as hostile. I want to try to trigger the rest of these fire traps. I don't mind sacrificing these 2 knights, to be honest, but obviously if they can stay alive that'd be good. There is one up here as well, but one horse by himself is probably not going to be able to trigger the trap. Maybe we can trigger the wolves. Okay. We've lost 1 horse, so we're going to lose the second? No, he might survive just. Okay, we've dealt with some of the fire issues, which is good. Now, we need to get some of our siege engineers. I love the music and the atmosphere in this game. And we need to trebuchet these two towers here. But the aim on these things is not very good. Let's get one of our spearmen.
Yes,
We're going to test how close we can get. Oh, no. Further back. Further back than that. How close can we get without losing more siege engineers? For example, can you... Are you okay from there? No, you're not.
We're leaving now.
I want to find the optimal place where we can get as close as possible without being shot.
What'll it be?
They're going to keep shooting at us, so let's pull back slightly. Is that out of range now? They seem determined to keep shooting.
Tell us what to do.
Okay, that's out of
You
range.
can count on us. Where are we going?
We just need to make sure we've got the optimal... Yeah, that's going to be where we can go, where that spearman is.
What needs doing?
Kind of on that patch of ground. We're going to build a trebuchet right there.
Constructing siege equipment.
My concern is when it's bigger, it's going to actually jump past the spearman and be in range of those ballista.
Trebuchet ready, sir.
Each trebuchet comes with 20 stones and we have 5 cows overall. The issue being, the aim of these guys is not excellent, and often 20 stones will not be enough to actually get rid of the entire castle. We might be lucky, we might not. The important thing is to play this methodically and slowly, I think. We've actually been pretty lucky with our hits. Sometimes they miss quite abysmally. My main aim is these 2 towers, and maybe the gatehouse if we can with this one trebuchet. I don't think we'll manage it. But we are being incredibly lucky with our shots, which is nice. Can we... See there, we didn't actually get the hit on them. And if we turn around, there's actually more troops hiding and more wolves hiding back here than you would think. So you do need to be careful. It's definitely a concern. So we had some really good luck at the beginning, and now it's going to be a real struggle to get this tower down. It's going to be a struggle to get down both towers with the remaining, with the remaining stone that we have. But he's at least hitting both sides, so we're kind of making progress. That was an abysmal shot by whoever's aiming there.
Calculating.
I need to at least get 1 tower down with this trebuchet, otherwise it's pointless. 7 shots left. It must be nearly there. I couldn't barely have any health left. Come on. That was an abysmal shot.
Trebuchet ready, sir.
We'll use the cows on some of these troops here. I'm actually going to switch to the middle here in hopes that the stray stones will either hit the towers on either side. But we're definitely going to need another trebuchet out.
Our tools are ready. Trebuchet ready, sir.
Yeah. We started off very well, and now we're struggling a bit more. My hope is that by aiming in the middle we would actually be doing a little bit better, but I guess not. Let's...
We're off home.
Disband... Oh no, I didn't mean to disband them. Okay, well... We do have other siege engineers, which is good.
Location noted.
I don't need all of them, that's for sure. I think it was about here. It's about there. Then we can get away with the trebuchet. Not an easy campaign. Certainly not an easy mission. See, I've misjudged that one slightly. So we need to get rid of that trebuchet before it gets rid of us. Before that ballista before it gets rid of us. There we go.
Calculating.
One's dealt with. If I could actually just take out, instead of taking out the actual old tower, if I could simply take out the... Actually, I may as well go for the tower because that trebuchet is stationary now. So there's not much we can do to move that, so we may as well use it to good effect as best we can. The problem is that if you get close range here, there is more fire, but also these ballista further back do actually get in range. My hope is to maybe come over here and use the archers to kind of deal with that area, but we'll have to see. Maybe the crossbowman can do that. That's okay. Let's focus on that left-hand tower for now. Oh, that poor archer took an absolute beating there. While this is going on, let's get our crossbowmen, who admittedly aren't particularly fast. And I think there is still more fire somewhere. We'll have to see. While the trebuchets are going, we can be getting on with other things. Because I want to be able to deal with this ballista on this side, but there's also another ballista there. That's the kind of the main issue.
Reloading for it.
Oh, that's gonna be fire. We need to be careful of fire.
Good as dead.
Let's take out these archers if we can on this corner. By taking these guys out, we kind of give ourselves a little bit of breathing room. Because these are the guys with the braziers who can shoot the fire arrows. Okay, let's move forward slightly. And as soon as we can, we'll shoot that crossbowman. This is definitely a slow burn of a siege, that's for sure. It's about being tactical, not necessarily quick. I don't know if we need to focus. Did that trebuchet really not manage? That trebuchet didn't manage to get rid of that tower. That's abysmal. Let's launch a cow right here. We can start poisoning kind of the local people, which would be good. It's not going to kill them necessarily, but it should poison them a little bit. It will start damaging those kind of foot knights' health, and that is important because the foot knights are tough cookies, that's for sure.
Forward.
I'm very concerned about setting up another brazier. See, already these guys are in range. These guys have to move quickly. I want to try deal with this ballista over here. But the kind of the range of these guys is not great. I think these guys are going to get killed before they actually do enough damage to the ballista. Oh, maybe not actually. If they can... There we go. The ballista's dealt with. If they take out the archers with the fire arrows, that's important now. And now take out those crossbowmen there. We will have lost most of our crossbowmen in this engagement, but I think it will be worth it to take out at least one of these ballista. And maybe if we take out that trebuchet, that catapult over there as well, that'd be useful. But we do need to deal with these archers on the braziers, otherwise we will really struggle. Okay, let's move forward a bit. Again, I think there will be more fire outside. As soon as we can get to these archers, we will do. I'm concerned about these fire arrows, that's for sure. And he is actually bringing more archers over to this side, which is a bit of a concern. But we should be able to manage. At least dealing with some of these guys. We will lose pretty much all our crossbowmen here, but my hope is that we can then use our archers to take out that trebuchet there, or that catapult there. We can save the majority of our siege for kind of the inner workings of the castle. Let's move forward. Let's take out these archers if we can. This will be costly in terms of lives, but I think it will be worth it. If I can take this chap out, that'd be great. There we go, let's try to kill that cat. Okay, they don't have a shot, we need to move forward quickly. There is fire there. I knew there'd be fire somewhere. At least one crossbowman is going to die from that fire. In fact, multiple ones are going to die from that fire. If they can sacrifice themselves to get that catapult down, that's important. I don't mind if they die in the course of taking out that siege. We can deal with any of these melee troops. The issue is kind of these catapults. There's only 5 of them left. I don't know if they're going to manage it, but we can bring our archers in as kind of a secondary force if they die in the process, which they are going to do. There's only 3 of them left. 2. They're going to have died for the cause, but I think it will be worth it. So,
My lord is yours.
we've got 53 archers. These guys we need to really keep alive. They're numerous, and it's important we keep them alive, that's for sure. Let's just make sure we don't push them forward too far too quickly. Let's launch another cow. Do some more damage to them. Let's make sure we don't die unnecessarily. Launching another cow, that should do some more, hopefully some more poison damage over there. I need to also turn the camera back around, otherwise we can be completely disorientated.
We are on our way.
Again, we need to be careful of the old fire patches, that's for sure.
No. Can't target him, sir.
Okay, they can't reach. We need to move forward.
Arrows ready.
Take out that.
Instructions.
Take out that siege. That's important. And now take out the archers. Take out the archers. Take out the siege. If we can deal with their range, our melee should be able to deal with them
Archers
much easier.
take steady aim.
That ballista is in range, so we need to pull back before we lose more archers. Because that ballista is firing. There are still 2 ballista there, but we can use, hopefully, our trebuchets to deal with them. What we do need to now do is deal with the range on this side, and then try shoot in there.
Me lord.
But there is still going to be more fire. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a small sacrifice of spearmen
That's a long way.
up there. But actually, keep the spearmen back. Let's take another 2 horsemen.
We await your orders. Blades are key.
These 2 horsemen. Let's see if we can trigger the rest of the fire traps. We still have 700 gold, which gives us at least, what, 4 more trebuchets? Something like that. If we can either release the wolves or release the fire, that'd be useful. There's the fire. We'll lose those. We've lost those horses in the process. It's not great, but we've managed it. This is what I use the horses for, because I don't think they're that useful in the actual siege itself. I want to come over this side and deal with this one if I can. I could use 1 trebuchet here, and then just use another 2 trebuchets here at the back. I'll have to see, but if I can trigger more of the fire, I think that is important. Run, 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 run! Horse run! No, don't run into the fire. Don't run into the fire. Okay, we are losing horses, but like I said, I don't think they're that important for the siege itself. I don't think we're going to be able to trigger more fire with just 1 of them, but we'll have to see. But the more fire we can trigger is better. Can I get the wolves out? I don't know. Yes, I can. Okay. We dealt with the wolves there with that lone horsey, which is good. There are also these spikes everywhere. If we come over here, we're going to face pretty strong resistance in terms of our arrows. Okay. How are these guys doing? They are fairly badly damaged. I think we've actually dealt with the majority of the knights there. Before we put down another trebuchet, we're going to need to deal with these range units. Can I reach these siege engineers? If I deal with these siege engineers, that means no more boiling oil, which would be useful.
We await orders. Can't target him, sir.
Not all of our guys can actually reach, but I'm keen to not get in too close range.
Archers ready.
I'd almost rather save these archers,
We're on our way. Leave
pull them back round the
now.
other side, and deal with these archers over here. Deal with those archers over the other side, because we have range, but only limited. We not sacrificed our crossbowmen, but we mostly used pretty much all our crossbowmen to
We are
delete
on our
two
way.
siege weapons, so that is
War
important.
yours.
I'm going to stand here because this should be relatively safe. We need to focus on killing these archers here
Arrows
immediately.
ready.
Oh no, more fire, more fire, more fire.
We await
I thought I was safe.
Yes.
I thought I was safe there, it's not.
Archers, my bow is yours. My lord.
Okay, let's
Moving off.
push back in, hopefully not dying to all the fire and
We are on
traps.
our way. Notch arrows.
Let's deal with these archers. These are not going to be as useful as the crossbowmen were, which is slightly frustrating. Okay, let's move forward.
Now.
We've only got 30 of these guys, we need to make them count.
Finding target.
I need to deal with as much range as I can to buy my trebuchet space,
Steady aim. Yes.
but firing in this angle is not great.
Arrows
Let's go after
ready.
those crossbowmen. Those crossbowmen are gonna hurt. Oh, you were not there before. Let's make sure we deal with you. Again, we're gonna pretty much sacrifice all our
Instructions.
archers here
Can't get
in an
there,
attempt to
though.
basically just
Targets.
deal with as much range as we can. Sadly, we didn't manage to deal with that archer there.
Catapult ready, my lord.
I do have a catapult, which is a bit more manoeuvrable. I might see if I can send them catapult over to deal with that archer.
Moving catapult.
And maybe actually this tower over here as well, that might be
Moving
useful.
catapult.
Like I said, a slow siege, but we are making slow progress. Once we've dealt with this siege here, we should be able to deal with these guys with much more effectiveness.
Moving catapult.
I want to try deal with that archer if I
Catapult ready,
can.
my lord.
It might be a bit of a waste, but we'll have to see. The range on these guys is not great, that's for sure. And not as long as the trebuchet. And their aim seems to be pretty
Catapult
atrocious.
ready, my lord. Catapult ready, my lord.
Because even that one archer is going to cause us a lot of
We'll
issues
try our best.
when we're using the
Catapult ready, my
trebuchets.
lord. Preparing.
Because it will eventually kind of bring the trebuchet down, so we do need to consider this. So I'd actually like to bring down this castle, or this tower, I should say. Whether we have the stone to do it with this abysmal firing, I'm not sure. Yeah, they're not firing particularly well.
Moving catapult.
Let's move forward. We'll get a cow down there.
Like beef.
They do like beef indeed.
Preparing.
I suppose I could actually use a cow up here. Might be a little bit of a waste, but we'll chuck a cow down. Sad, I don't think it's going to affect them that much.
Stone needed.
Stone needed, absolutely. Okay, let's pull that catapult back. No, the catapult's dead. Okay, we're going to bring our trebuchet over this way, I think.
Stone needed.
How do I actually deselect? I need to get these guys off the...
Stone needed.
I need to get these guys off. I'd rather not disband. I'm guessing, though, they might just have to be used that way.
Commander, sire.
Commander, sire. I'm gonna
Shield ready.
drop the... I suppose we could have used the shields to more effectiveness, that's for sure.
Decommissioning. Your grace.
I keep
Shield
decommissioning.
ready.
How do I actually...
Shield
take the shield off?
ready. Ram ready, my lord. This device
Ah, there we go.
something built. Setting up
Okay.
now.
Next time I should not disband. I now know how to
Exiting
take these
the
guys
siege
off. There we go.
quest. Our tools are ready, my lord.
I'm going to use a couple of spearmen just to test the waters over here.
It's a long way.
I don't mind the occasional archer. What I do mind... I don't know if there's any siege engineers there, but we are going to need to deal with them, I think.
You can count on us.
I'm just going to use these spearmen to test the siege. This is kind of the danger zone on this side. But if we can focus on the left-hand side, bring a couple of trebuchets up here, and take out as much siege as possible, then it should be fairly plain sailing, apart from all the fires. Who's firing at us at the moment? No one at the moment, that's good.
Yes, my lordship.
Yes, my lordship. There will be some archers coming after us, that's for sure. But if I can get a trebuchet up here, hopefully without attracting those archers. Okay, so that's too far.
Tricky. Off we go.
What about, say, there? Is that safe? I don't mind the archers. I care about the I care about the siege equipment, really.
Yes, my lordship.
I think, look, thankfully, I think that siege piece is out of commission. What about here? Is that too close? Oh, that seems to be just about okay. Let's get 3 of our engineers.
Set us a task.
We might need to bring a spare, just in case one of them dies. That is indeed a fair distance. I'll bring another one if one dies. It's important they stay as far over this side as possible. We will have issues with fire here. We'll just need to figure out a way to deal with that. Maybe use more knights as a kind of trigger to deal with them. Let's make sure these guys are as safe as possible. Definitely a slow burn of a siege, but I'm enjoying myself. I love Stronghold. It's a game of my childhood that I have such enjoyment of. I would like to be able to reach those towers, that's the only thing. So if we don't, that's going to be annoying. If those guys can make it and actually set up a trebuchet which reaches at least most of the siege equipment, that would be good. Then we might just need to bum rush the castle itself. Are you guys safe there? You seem to be safe there. Pop down a trebuchet, lads. Somewhere safe-ish, like there. We'll keep these 2 spearmen here in case we need to use them as like a range finder. Okay. Aha! No, that's the more important one. We need to deal with that. It wasn't firing before. It wasn't firing before, I don't know why it's firing now. That is not where I asked you to aim, good sir. It's the Battle of the Siege, and I think they're going to win. Pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out.
Setting up now. You need something
Ooh,
built.
okay.
Moving to siege equipment.
Let's get them back in.
We'll try our best.
Fire quickly. I need you to take out that siege piece with great importance. It's not going very well. Oh, you're getting the tower down, but I think that trebuchet is going to die before it makes it. Come on, lads. It's a one-on-one in terms of siege. You got this. If you die in the process, that's not a problem, but you need to take out that siege piece for me. How many more? You've still got 12 rocks. I'd rather not lose you. Oh, they're inaccurate. We're inaccurate. Come on, lads. You got this.
Calculating.
I've been firing. No, no.
Where are we going?
Okay, we have the ability to make 3 more.
What needs doing?
Only need 3 of these guys.
Our tools are ready. Set us a task.
Let's go.
How can we help?
And you as well, my good man. Let's go.
You need something built.
You need something
Location
built.
noted.
So how close is that tower now? Pretty close. If we can get that... If we go where that other spearman was, like here...
Yes, my lordship.
I thought there were no siege engineers there, but then there is one, I see. Okay. That was my mistake. If we can take out that tower, then we should be able to fire on these ones with relative safety, I would hope. We can get 3 more trebuchets down. If we can deal with their 3 siege pieces with our 3 remaining siege pieces, we still also have
Catapult ready, my lord.
2 more catapults, which is useful. That would be good.
Our tools are ready.
Our tools are ready.
Moving
No,
to
back.
Location noted. An impossible location. What'll it be? Set us a task.
Okay, this time they are actually firing on us like before. No. We lost the siege engineer. Back. This has gone horribly wrong.
You need something built. Moving to site.
Okay, can I get here safely?
Setting up.
Can I get... Yeah, if I can get back here safely, that would be good. Problem is, I don't think that will be enough for us to get through. But what we can do, we can use that to batter down some of the gates.
Moving to site.
Ooh, this is a toughie, this one. The thing is, if we don't manage this, if we don't manage to deal with all their siege pieces, we're going to have a real issue when it comes to the melee scrum. We have a lot of melee units, but not that many. Truth be told, though, this is actually a lot better than I've been doing previously.
Location noted.
So if I can take out this piece and these gates, that would be useful. Then in the remaining time, I can use my hopefully last 2 trebuchets to deal with these guys up here.
Our tools are ready.
So build me a trebuchet right there.
Constructing siege equipment.
I imagine it's going to anger that mangonel over there, but we'll have to do our best to deal with it.
Trebuchet ready, sir. Calculating.
Yeah, they're coming in for us, I think. We need to be quick. Ooh, I don't know if they are, actually. We might have the benefit of range over them, which is good. It's about... I think a lot of this mission is kind of finding the sweet spots. I think my primary objective with this trebuchet is to deal with this gatehouse, this tower, and if we can reach those towers up there, that'd be great, but I don't think we'll be able to with our current range. Dealing with that fire pot would also be useful. But this trebuchet has to deal with this tower. This gatehouse is a priority, but it keeps on missing. Oh, dearie me. Come on, lads, you got this.
Trebuchet ready, calculating.
Terrible aim. There we go, that's more like it. Okay, let's make sure we... Okay, we do have a through route.
Trebuchet ready, sir.
I'd almost rather deal with this tower over here. Because I imagine if we can get rid of that burning oil, that'd be useful. That was a terrible shot. I don't know if 10 will be enough to get us through.
Trebuchet ready, sir. Calculating.
Oh, they can actually maybe reach that further one. If they can reach that one further back, that'd arguably be much more important. Although obviously the range on these is going to be tough, that's for sure. Especially as it's higher up. But they seem to be doing better at the longer shots for some reason. I tell you what, if we could do this with 1 trebuchet to spare, that'd be excellent. Because we can try to deal with those guys up there. Because I think now that that blister's gone, we can move forward our next trebuchet slightly to be a little bit more in range. We will need to deal with that gatehouse, however. We could use the battering ram, but there's a lot of fire around. So we need to be very careful, that's for sure. I'm just gonna... I might chuck a couple of cows down to hopefully cause some issues with their health. Let's chuck down a couple of cows here.
That thing launched.
Because that can deal some health issues to them. Maybe even kill the jester, but I think they'll get a new one straight away.
Here comes Bessie.
Here comes Bessie. But the more we can do to kind of cause issues, the better. Unfortunately, I think that hit the tower.
Stone needed.
We still have 5 more cows. We'll keep on firing. If we can deal with some of these stronger units, that would be good. Is that better? That's going to do some damage.
Stone needed.
But the problem is the aim of these cows is not great, to be honest. Okay, let's fire as many. That's a good cow. That should do some good damage to them, I would hope. Yeah, that's going to start spreading and doing some damage. Not a huge amount, but hopefully enough. There does seem to be a priest or something doing some wibbly wobbly magic here. Do we need to use cows elsewhere? We might want to use some cows up here. Can we actually reach a cow up this far? If we can reach a cow up this far, then sure. We might even be able to kill the military engineers here, which would be useful. That's a long distance to toss a cow, though, that's for sure. No success there, sadly.
Stone needed.
I don't know if this is all our cow allocation, but we're using it. Okay, I don't think that's worthwhile doing. Let's get you guys out of there for now. You're going to build me a new trebuchet. Slightly further forward. Not much. But hopefully enough that you have a better angle at these guys. Oh, they're firing on us. Okay, go.
Trebuchet ready, calculating.
You need to deal with that guy pretty quickly before he deals with us. Because if we deal with the siege, that's really all that matters. Everything else will come in time. How's your health? How's the trebuchet? The trebuchet health is okay. And we do get a few cows back, which is good. Let's get rid of that ballista. I don't know what that siege piece is, but we'll get rid of that as well. One more hit on that tower should do it, which would be good. Oh, nearly there. Regardless of when we get these towers down, we will still need to get the actual gatehouse down, that's for sure. Come on. There we go. Wonderful. I don't know if we can hit that siege tower, but anything we miss might hit the gatehouse. Anyways, it's not a bad thing necessarily. But it kind of depends on how wild our shots are. This will... But we can get our... Actually, we've got our catapults here as well. We have two catapults, but I like to use the catapults are a bit more versatile. I like to use the trebuchets to deal with these kind of big landmarks first. I think that's important. Once we've dealt with them, that's all that matters. I mean, it's not all that matters, but this is significantly further than I've ever got before, so this is good. I might send a small group to dig in the moat. I don't know if they'll manage it, because there are some archers nearby. There's 2 archers there. There's a couple of archers around. I'll send them in as kind of a exploratory force. How much stone do you have left? 2 stones. I don't think we need to watch that actively. We'd probably be more use looking after the spearmen.
Where are we going?
Digging in the moat, because we might even be able to bait them out into an attack. But there's a lot of spike traps here, that's the only thing. I'd like, if they can dig across, that'd be good. But digging's a real pain in this. Yeah, digging's a real pain. We'll probably need to use the majority of our spearmen to do that.
Stone needed.
Stone needed there. Let's launch a cow at those swordsmen if we can. They're gonna have fire pretty much everywhere, but if we just deal with the archers, that'd be good. We have 1 more trebuchet. Arguably, that's the only target we need to get now. If we could get them as well, if we get these guys in the corner, that'd be great. Let's launch another cow. We've got a couple of cows left. Let's launch them in useful spots. We're just kind of weakening the kind of military coming through. That's the idea. So that when we actually have to come to fight them, it's not quite as bad. Cows are kind of quite up and down. They're not always perfect, that's for sure. There's a lot of priests, and I think that's the stone merchant there. But that should do some good damage against these guys here. Excellent. These guys can now come out of there. I do need something built. I need another... I'm going to be probably quite bold with this last one, but let's use this spearman to see if they bring this ballista into use.
Yes, my lordship.
I don't mind the archers per se. Let's move forward, preferably without angering the archers. Let's build a trebuchet on this mound. Oh, hello! Run, 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 run! Run away from those stones, please. While it be.
What needs doing? Location
Okay,
noted.
let's build a trebuchet here,
Constructing siege equipment.
and we have to deal with that place there. That's the only last major holdout for us, I
Ready,
think.
sir. Calculating.
This has actually really mostly been about the siege more than anything else. You have 20 shots to get this tower down. Nothing else matters. I mean, stuff does matter, but if this goes down, then we don't stand a chance. If this doesn't go down, we don't stand a chance. Those are not some good shots, sir. 17 more boulders to make this happen.
Calculating.
Come on, lads. I know it's a long shot. It's a long distance, I know. But you managed some hits before. These are not the shots we want to see. Let's try that. Let's try just aim in the general area instead. Oh, we nearly killed the.
Try our
We
calculating.
nearly killed the lady there. Let's go back to the actual tower. Oh, I'll go on the other side now. We are further forward, so we really should be getting these hits off, and we're not. And this is a real concern. We might need to bring the catapults in. Where are you aiming? What are you doing? That's more like it. How many more boulders have you got? 9 boulders, 2 cows. Okay, one more hit on that tower should be enough. Okay, one more. Just one more hit and it should be gone. Oh, please.
Ready, sir.
Please don't make me get the catapults out here for this tower. You got 5 shots to make this happen. That was a terrible shot. There's a lot of marriages going on despite the fact they're under siege. 3 shots. Please don't do this to me. What are you aiming at? You're aiming so far left. You're almost hitting those soldiers over there. Come on. You have 1 shot left. Get it done, lads. That's not the shot we wanted.
Stone needed.
Here comes the cow.
Right, okay, let's get one of our catapults out. We only have 100 gold left.
Catapult ready, my lord. Moving catapult.
Let's get one of our 2 catapults out to deal with this guy. I can't believe we've had to do that, but we do.
Distance. Exiting siege.
Fair distance indeed.
Our tools are ready. Siege equipment.
We have another cow. Let's use it to good effect somewhere. On these knights here, because the knights hurt, that's for sure. How's our catapult getting on? It's going to take a little bit of a while, but let's make sure they're not. Let's make sure it's not going the silly way.
Moving catapult.
That tower must be 1 shot away, but if we leave that mangonel up, we're just leaving ourselves up for a lot of issues.
Moving catapult.
I'm hoping the catapult can reach. That's the only thing.
Moving catapult.
We'll have to see.
Stone
Can
needed.
these?
Exiting the siege requires.
I don't know if the siege engineers can actually build us a new catapult. No, catapults cost 150 as well.
Ready, my lord. That's a fair distance.
That's a fair distance. And this is pretty much the majority of our actual melee military. It's not as much as you might think, that's for sure.
Tower ready, sir. Ram.
I don't know how many of these siege equipments we need. We'll definitely make use of the catapults. Most of our spearmen will be using to kind of deal with the fires, I would imagine.
Catapult ready, my lord.
It's a longer distance to get this catapult up here, but it will be worth it if it reaches. Just one shot on that guy should bring him down. And then after that we're going to have to rush these towers to get rid of these archers. Okay, I can't quite reach yet, but it's nearly there. But they will have the range and height advantage over us. Especially as we're in a catapult.
Moving catapult.
Come on, as soon as we're in range we need to fire.
Preparing.
Okay, go now. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I just need one shot to hit.
Moving.
No, that's not working.
Moving catapult. Moving catapult. Moving catapult. Preparing.
Can it even reach? That's the problem. Yes, it can. Oh,
Moving catapult.
okay, we managed it. Good.
Catapult ready, my lord.
We still have 2 catapults and about 35 shots. I don't know if we'll be able to reach up to that tower there. So I'd like to probably focus on some other towers that have archers and burners inside them, like this one here, probably.
Catapult ready, my lord. Moving catapult.
Problem is, it doesn't have the same height. That's the only thing. I think we actually need to pull it further. We need to pull it further back, because otherwise it's going to hit the cliffs.
Preparing.
So actually, let's bring down that gatehouse. No, okay.
Catapult
Pause
ready, my lord.
for now. Stop firing.
Moving
Stop
catapult.
firing.
How can we help?
Let's bring all of you guys back.
Distance. You can count on us.
We have 78 spearmen. We don't need all of
Where are
them.
we going?
34, that'll do. That's
We're gonna
pretty much
get
half.
soaked.
I need you to build me a path over. Probably at the cost of all your lives. But it will be important. Very important indeed. And most of you will die in the process.
Lake.
Because, well, one thing I actually really don't like in this game is trying to fill in water.
Where's me sword?
Because they get distracted pretty quickly. If they can get across, we'll get up into the towers.
We're leaving now. We're gonna get
Keep digging, keep digging, keep digging. Give me enough of a footbridge to get across.
off we go. My boat.
Okay, they're across. Go, 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 go. But they've angered the wolves. I'm going to run them through to try set off the fires.
Off we go.
Try set off the fires this way.
Yes, my lordship. We're leaving now.
Or, okay, go after those crossbowmen if you can, maybe. Or let the wolves go after them. Quite ironically, we'll let the wolves go after the wolf soldiers. Unfortunately, those spearmen are not going to do much against crossbowmen. We'll let these wolves go after them. Right, we have a footbridge. And what we're going to do is we're going to get all our mace men. Only 19 of them. And we are going to run like all dickery up to this tower here.
What?
That's the plan.
All that way?
All that way, boss. You are quite slow, however. And I imagine there'll be some fire around. Those two are nearly dead. And then I'll come round and deal with these archers if I can.
Need some muscle?
I love the voice acting. Needs some muscle. They might set off the fires here. I don't know if there are any fires in this section. Move, you dogs. There's the fire. There's the fire I expected. There's fire everywhere. Get in the towers. The towers is relative safety. Let the fires burn off. I should have used more of my spearmen. These macemen are important for my plans.
Here we go.
And the wolves are following us. Go, 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 go.
They're chicken feed.
There, chicken feeds. Let's get over to them if we can. Maybe don't run through the fires. Okay, they've run through the fires. One maceman nearly made it there.
You have something in mind.
Right, next plan. What we do, we run the horsemen through, and then we're just gonna run.
Distance is
We're gonna run these horses through. We'll keep some of them back.
You wait. Your orders, our blades are keen. To horse.
To horse. Then we're gonna try set off.
No problem.
We're gonna try set off the fires. Problem is, because that oil is there, that's gonna spit continuously, I would imagine. So we need to be careful. Maybe don't run through the fires if you can help it. One of the horses will die in the process. It's going to set off more of the fire. That was the plan. Keep running. These knights are very slow. That's the problem.
Our horses are you have ready. Something in mind.
Hang on. Before we move those knights up, where's that I had a catapult nearby.
Catapult ready, my lord.
I don't know if I can...
Peace.
Okay, let's make sure they're not in range.
That's a fair distance.
Let's see if we can...
Tell us what
Okay, let's
to
move
do.
these troops back.
Catapult ready, my lord.
Just bring the catapult by itself. Let's see if we can deal with this. We need to deal with these fire issues, that's the problem. There are still remaining archers around everywhere. And we only have so many spearmen to run through to the very front. And it may not be enough. Okay, the oil is dealt with. Where's our remaining cavalry? We do not have many troops left.
Let's ride.
We need to set off as many fires as we can, and then we absolutely beeline it for the wolf there. Pretty much, we ignore the rest of his troops. We ignore the rest of his troops and we just simply run.
No problem.
Distance is no problem. My issue is these knights are very slow. They're very strong, but we need to make sure all the fire is gone, because that would be absolutely deadly to them.
Distance is no problem.
I don't think there'll be enough archers to cause issues. Don't go for the castle. Just keep running. You need these knights' jobs is to set off the fires. That's literally their only jobs.
Let's ride.
That's their job, is to set off the fires. Come on, let's go. And hopefully kill some of them in the process. Don't go after them. I need you to set off the fires, please. That'll do. That's not a bad amount. And I'll actually kill some of his own troops outside as well. He's got a fair old whack of protection there. I think the plan is now we simply just run the military up. I don't see another option.
Catapult ready, my lord.
We can use our catapults as best possible to deal as much damage as possible.
You can count on us.
Let's take these guys out of the ram. I don't think they're particularly needed inside there.
Archers are ready.
There's not much useful stuff they can build with the remaining money, so we'll just use the catapults to the best of our ability. Maybe even try and deal with this tower of archers over here.
Moving catapult.
Let's deal with this tower here. I don't know what you guys are aiming at, but
Ready, my lord.
not the same thing I'm aiming at, that's for sure. It's nice having two fire at the same time though, things can move a bit quicker.
Moving.
Although they're still notoriously inaccurate as before. I think the only other tower I'd really like to tear down is that one over there. But these guys are horribly inaccurate. I need 9 shots left. I don't think they're quite as strong as the trebuchet, that's the problem. But just in case there's any remaining fire, I want to deal with that archer. I would have liked to have dealt with him with my own archers, but we didn't manage it in time. There we go. We'll see if we can deal with those crossbowmen. We've only got 2 shots left.
Stone needed.
Who still actually has stone? Not you. Actually, you can be kind of the... You can be the one who gets in the way. You have 2 shots to do some useful things. Like, let's say, go off that tower. That's it. They are now going to be our deterrents. Okay. We'll let the swordsmen go first. Because they're slow.
You can count on us.
They're just going to go straight for the tower. They're going to go straight for the lord. For the wolf.
Always ready. Tell us
The
what
spearmen are going to hopefully buy us time. They're going to... I'm going to not manually control the knights unless I need to.
Yes, my
But I'll manually control the spearmen to hopefully
now.
buy us time.
You can count on us.
The swordsmen are incredibly slow.
Stone needed.
Either way, this will be a very close battle. That's for sure. Hopefully, a successful one.
Always ready. Off we go.
But, you know, it may not happen.
Yes, my lordship.
But this is the closest I've ever got to completion of this final battle in a long time. Okay, you guys are going to start the initial process of running. And hopefully you can deal with any remaining fires. I think there's enough of these knights.
Stone needed.
These catapults are going to move forward as deterrents. I doubt our siege can do any similar things, but they're going to come in as deterrents as well.
What'll it be?
I don't know if these spearmen will even make it to the castle, but a lot of the fire has been dealt with. If they can at least do some damage, that'd be good. But they're taking some heavy knocks, because they're only spearmen. The spearmen are really puny. They're not going to even make it to the castle. In fact, let's just send them... We'll send them over to try and do something useful here. Those knights, however, will have to be our last chance, really. We're chucking pretty much everything we got. We're going to send our siege, we're sending everything. I know I'm only playing on normal, which I know is not kind of excellent. I'm really hoping there's no fire left. If these guys can make it up into the castle, they should absolutely annihilate him, as long as there's enough of them. Just don't stop for anything. The majority of the fire has been dealt with. Just keep going. Keep on going. This is going to be a really long siege by the time we're done. There's a lot of archers there, which it's not great. But I'm hoping there's enough of these guys. And I'm hoping we dealt with all the fire. Go, go, go. Commander, sire. I hope there's no more fire. Please let there be no more fire. These foot knights will have the honour. Okay, these guys, I don't know where they're going. There's a bit more fire over there. There's 20 of them left, but that's rapidly diminishing. Let's go. I don't really care about the archers. As long as we get the wolf, that's all that matters. Oh, there's more fire there. No! Get out of there. Get out of there. We have 5 knights left. No, we were so close. 4 knights. Go, go, go. It's not going to be enough.
I live to serve you.
I didn't realise there was that last bit of fire right there.
Your command?
Come on, lads.
Steel.
Come on, lads. You got this.
Swordsman.
Push to the wolf. Push to the wolf. Push to the wolf. Push to the wolf.
Too easy.
No.
A message from the wolf.
Just like your father before you, you fall before me.
We were so close.
You have been defeated.
We were so close. He was our arch nemesis and we just didn't quite manage it.
Put an end
And
to
that,
the wolf
ladies,
using the
that, ladies and gentlemen, may very well be the end of the campaign. We pushed to final vengeance and we didn't quite manage it. That's the only time we've actively been defeated in a mission. So, we are so close to completion, but not quite close enough. The grand finale of Stronghold HD ends here. We may well yet come back and actually do this as kind of like an epilogue, where we actually come back in an alternate universe and actually defeat the wolf. But we were close. It was a climax there at the very end, and we just didn't quite manage it. This here has been Stronghold HD. Thank you so much for watching me on this journey. I truly love this game. I think that's the closest I've ever got to actually defeating that mission. It's a mission I really struggle with. I'm much better at defense than I am at events, really. And you actually don't get that many troops in comparison to kind of what you get when you're facing the pig. That there has been Final Vengeance. This has been Stronghold HD and the final part. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.